in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Greetings, Earthlings, and a glad Klaatu Barata Nikto all around, eh? A correspondent in the UK asked me in all sincerity the other day why, when there were 1, so many other bigger targets around, and 2, so many other problems with which to deal, other than identifying the presumptive GOP candidate for the presidential election in 2012, did I focus my attention and bile on Ron Paul. I blame it on the American dream. That's right, anybody can be president. Of the whole sorry lot of them, to give the devil his due, Ron Paul probably is the only one with anything even approaching the necessary gravitas. He's the one who takes himself the most seriously, the one most pronounced intellectual pretensions and credentials, admittedly, the most unctuously, righteously smarmy of them ideologically, and with his blithely Ayn Randian, which is to say predatory libertarianism, camouflaging his abject obeisance to his corporate masters. He is, however, the one who seems to have the most appeal to the disaffected lefties for some reason. Well, I think it's mostly, of course, because of his stands on ending user wars in Central Asia and against marijuana. However appalling he may appear from afar, if you're not an American, it's more difficult to realize that there is, in practice and in principle, really nothing to prevent Ron Paul from being elected president. You got to remember, in 2008, we elected an unproven, untried, greenhorn first-term corn state mixed-race rookie senator with ambiguous political credentials, mainly on appearances. He was, 1, not white, and 2, he was expertly marketed in a campaign that led voters to believe that that alone would make a difference. Now, before that, we twice elected a jovial, dim-witted, seemingly illiterate, compliant sock puppet and his psychopathic puppeteer who smilingly led the country into rack and ruin. They committed war crimes, robbed the treasury for their bankster buddies, flat out stole 2 elections, engineered 2 wars of choice, and then when they were finally at last replaced, it was not to answer to warrants and indictments, but to million-dollar book deals and speaking tours. Then there was that luminously stupid second-rate actor who started it all with his 8-year descent into gibbering idiocy in the 80s, whilst his thugs and gunsels set things up for the long-term takeover. It's the American dream, all right, and it's truly terrifying if you think about it. Any fucking buddy can be president, so bully-ragging on Ron Paul is at least no less productive than heaping mockery, scorn, and derision on the rest of the GOP clown car candidates, and it may dissuade the unwary from undue admiration, which, finally, is all one can do, unless it is, as H.L. Mencken once remarked, that any rational person must sometimes be tempted to spit on our hands, hoist the black flag, and begin to slit throats. Appalling, isn't it? Anyway, that's how the cookie crumbles today, chillin'. See you at the beach.